Look at that sky, so red, so dead, no redemption in sight. I forgot to pull up Twitch chat. Ink Block Academy. Current stages. Oh, tower control is in this. Oh, and the new map is in the series. I have yet to play on the new map. I played a little, based on the fact that I'm under 200. Can tell you I've been getting my ass kicked. But I have yet to play on the new map. Alright, let's head down here into this. Congrats on making the kind of some business decision. Big run is in effect. We are somewhat short-staffed. Business critical. We prevent salmonids from damaging the city. So it happens to dovetail nicely. Alright, we know how Big Run works. Big Run. So yeah, today we're taking, this is basically the Splatfest for Salmon Run, so of course we're gonna do it. Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know, the last Big Run I remember being fine. Like, it was nothing amazing, but it was fine. So, hopefully this new one will be fine. I have not played any of it. This is, right, based on that cutscene, you can tell it's my first time jumping in. I considered messing around with it earlier, but decided not to. Okay, that's our basket. So yeah, so tonight is, we're mostly talking about Pokemon tonight. Admittedly, a lot of what we're doing revolves around Pokemon. Because because there was the Pokemon Day was earlier this week. But if you also saw, there was this whole Pokemon, someone made this website that just allows you to categorize your favorite Pokemon. And it's like super intensive. And I was kind of curious about it, so I kind of want to check it out, So we're also giving that a look today. So we've got a lot of things planned for today. From that, and that's going to be at the end of the stream. That's how we end off. We're going to definitely get some Big Run in before that. My goal with Big Run is at least, I would love to get in the top 50. That's the dream. I don't know if I ever will be able to. But the top 50 is the dream. Outside of that, we'll see. As long as I can... Last time... we didn't make it into the top 50, right? We didn't even get a bronze medal. This time I would like to at least get a bronze medal. That would be nice. I don't need a gold. I saw somebody get 200 today, which is genuinely crazy. Like 200? That's wild. But, if we can just get... I mean, it'd be cool to break 100. I don't think that's realistic, mind you. We gotta play towards our skill set, and our skill set is definitely not that. But I'd at least love to get in the top 50th percentile. Oh no, I couldn't get out of there fast enough. Yeah, I would love to break 100. Oh my gosh, it's just not realistic. I felt like we were doing really good there. I mean, we got 50. I felt like we were doing pretty solid there for a minute. Oh, I should say, so we are in the start of a new Splatoon season, right? New catalog, new gear, all sorts of things. And the DLC has released. The first DLC is Incompolis Plaza. I have not bought it. Doesn't really do much for me. You know, like, it's not like, oh, woo, Incompolis Plaza. Okay, whatever. I'll definitely, like, again, because my suspicion is how they're doing it, is that the Incompolis Plaza is like a $5 DLC. And then you've got the side order, which is a $20 DLC. And they're just packaging them together as one thing. So the $5 DLC doesn't really do much for me, but I will definitely pick it up when side order comes out later in the year. So that's definitely the plan there, but I'm going to actually wait for side order to come out. But that's going to be for a while. So today we're starting off with Pokemon. The Pokemon Nintendo Showcase was this week. It was Pokemon Day. You know, Pokemon has their own special day where they do all sorts of Pokemon things. And, you know, I, of course, sat down to watch it. So, yeah, let's talk about Pokemon Day. Okay, we got one of them. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that went terribly. Oh, my God. I'm a very bad sniper. I've always been. A Squiffer I can work with, but an E-Leader? Gosh, no. So the Pokemon presentation happened at like 6 a.m. Of course, I did wake up to watch it. Mainly because I had to be at work like half an hour later. But I did get up to watch the Pokemon Presents. And, so we're just going to run through everything that happened, more or less. You know, we're definitely not hitting everything, just the major things. So they started off with the Pokemon World Championships. It's happening August 11th through August 13th. You know, competitive Pokemon is a thing that, like, I've had some interest in. I played a little competitive in Gens 5 and 6. And I've built competitive teams in 7 and 8. That I used it's all very casual. Like, I've never gone to, like, a big school, like, tournament or anything. You know, it's just like, hey, I wanted to learn some competitive stuff. That seemed interesting. But that was I remember Gen 5 was, it's not been 15 years, but it's been a while. And Gen 7, and yeah, I created competitive teams in Gen 7. Like, I didn't actually really do that much with them. So, yeah, but I did do it. Like, trust me, I did play a fair bit. Because, you know, I was interested in it. So, yeah, Pokemon World Championships, okay, that's happening. They talked about, the TCG Classic Premium sets. I have no idea what relationships these have to, say, the, if you remember, there was that whole thing with there was that whole thing with Magic the Gathering, where they were releasing a bunch of classic Magic the Gathering cards, but they were, like, really expensive and, you know, kind of stupid. I don't know if that's anything, if like these Pokemon Classics are anything like that, or if it's something completely different. I legitimately have no idea. The idea of them being similar kind of scares me, you know? Like, the idea that, oh, we're going to do these Pokemon Premium Classic cards, and they're going to be like $1,000, like the Magic the Gathering ones. That should horrify people. Because it was genuinely a horrifying thing. So, I don't know what that means. So, I don't know if they've even said anything. I know they just showed off. I don't know. Right, collectibles really fucking suck right now. As someone who's, you know, trying to pick up a few old video games, or, you know, who's been looking for stuff, especially with the Wii U and 3DS eShops going off sale, and just kind of seeing what I can find, collecting classic video games sucks so hard. We overinflated the market, put way too much pressure on things like PSA 10 bullshit. You know, having the highest, nicest quality, and it sucks. I genuinely hate it so much. Collecting competitive video game, or collecting old video games sucks. And I'm assuming it's worse for everything else. Next up, they talked about a Pokemon Netflix thing. Pokemon is... So there's been talks of a Detective Pikachu 2 that came out after Pokemon Day. But on Pokemon Day, they talked about... They showed, like, a trailer with, like... Is it a Psyduck? Was it a Psyduck? I think it was a Psyduck. And they talked about how they're doing a collaboration with Netflix. Which, you know, that's a cool idea. You know, Pokemon... I've been saying you know a lot. I just realized. I like Pokemon projects. You know, those little Poketoons where they were parodying classic stop motion cartoons were very well done. I think they were just called Poketoons. Those were very well executed, very creative, very clever. So the more of that we get, the better. So I'm all aboard for more stuff like that. Just survived 3 minutes. For 3 seconds. Holy crap. But yeah, so a Netflix collaboration, cool. Zacian is coming to Pokemon Unite. I still hate Pokemon Unite. You know, it's every microtransaction, loot box, horror story combined into a single game. But they get away with it because they're the Pokemon company. So, yeah, I do not like Pokemon Unite. Never have. Zacian, and I think they also announced Goodra as well. It literally does nothing for me. Just being completely honest, it does nothing for me. Oh, god damn it, I missed. But that's a thing they are doing, so, yeah. Pokemon Cafe Remix, they're adding the Gen 9 Pokemon into it. Okay, that game still exists. Honestly, it's a game I very much do forget about a lot of the time. Because who the heck even plays... I don't know anybody who plays Cafe Remix. But hey, it's a thing they've announced, so yeah, Gen 9 Pokemon. Again, if it's making the Pokemon Company money, of course they're gonna keep doing it. And that's right. Pokemon Masters EX is getting another update. That's a gacha game, you know. Oh, like the Fire Emblem one. It's loot box. We call it gacha. It's loot boxes. Let's be honest. That's what it is. And I'll be honest, I just don't care. However, the new designs we got for, is it Hop, Marnie, and Bead? Because they're getting like the legendary birds, are all really great designs. I genuinely think the new designs for Hot Bead and Marnie are really good. They look really nice. And, you know, again, that's just something that, oh, you're doing all these cool things, but it's, you know, for part of loot boxes, so of course. I fucking hate loot boxes. And then I know there was something about, like, the champion, like, the different champions from all 9 regions, or all 8 regions, something like that. Pokemon Sleep? Hey, guess what? Look what the cat dragged back from the dead. Pokemon Sleep. You know, it makes you wanna wake up in the morning. Makes you look forward to waking up. Again, this could be something that could be like, oh, it's a cute little thing. You know, you always gotta distrust stuff like this. Like, yes, Pokemon Go was really cool, but it's location data tracking. It's sleep cycle tracking. And you know who really wants your sleep cycle stuff information? Insurance companies. You know who the most evil people in America are? Insurance companies. So, yeah, I'm a little skeptical about these things. But I'm fully justified to be, because insurance companies are fucking evil. There's a reason why BDG didn't teach you how to qualify human HP and only pet HP. Because he knew that insurance companies would use them. But yeah, other than that, you know, you got all these cute little pictures of Pokemon sleeping. It looks very cute, you know. What else do I have to say, really? It's cute Pokemon doing cute little sleeping poses. Hey, guess what? They're adding in, you got a cute little sleeping Spheal. And, you know, it looks adorable because it's a Spheal. Who doesn't love Spheal? Everybody loves Spheal. So, right, it's shit like that. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I ran out of ink. Okay, I'm just gonna hide. So yeah, Pokemon Sleep, you know, it tracks your sleep cycles. Of course, I'm one of those guys, I sleep with white noise. Or whatever the fuck it is. There's like so many different, there's white noise, brown noise, all the other different types of stupid ones. I use one of them, and I don't know how sleep trackers work with stuff like that. Like, I definitely don't, like, I have an old smartwatch that technically I think can do sleep tracking, but I've never actually used it to do any sleep tracking before, so yeah, I have no idea. Because I've never actually used it for stuff like that. Because, again, insurance companies. It's the same rate. I don't have most of the health stuff enabled on my smartwatch. Just because insurance companies. They're fucking evil. But, so it's whatever, you know, it's Pokemon Sleep, okay. You know, I know some people are like, oh, finally, it's not a dead game, they're actually revealing it. But I don't know if that's, justification for its existence. Again, we'll see what the microtransactions or the loot boxes, because that's what killed Pokemon Go. Is originally Pokemon Go had some microtransactions, but it wasn't that bad. And then once the game was out long enough, they just got worse and worse. And they put more and more in. And then it just became unbearable. I can't do anything about this thing. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, that could have drained all of our eggs. My weapon doesn't have enough range. Next up, also part of Pokemon Sleep, they announced Pokemon Go Plus Plus. So, right, Pokemon Go Plus was like this little, like... And I know they've announced this thing in the past at some point. But it was this little, like, thing that you put on your wrist that allowed you to do Pokemon Go without having to, like, pull out your phone and everything. So Pokemon Go Plus Plus is just the next level of that, where it's like, hey, it's basically like a little Pokeball with a Pikachu in it. You know, calling back to your old Pokewalker days. But you have a little Pikachu in it, and you can it'll spin Pokestops for you automatically. It'll, I'm sure it'll do other stuff as well. But it's like $60. It literally is this little thing that works with Pokemon Sleep and Pokemon Go is the price of like Scarlet or Violet or any other Pokemon game for that matters. That's kind of very expensive. So I don't know how I feel about that. Oh my god. I couldn't get... But then... So then they started talking about Scarlet and Violet, finally. So what new information did we get about Scarlet and Violet? Well, actually a fair bit. So the first thing is, we knew in the code of Scarlet and Violet, there are two Pokemon... Fuck! We were right there. I couldn't survive another second. Fuck. I don't know how we keep getting 55. Oh god, that's a terrible weapon set. So they start... So in Scarlet and Violet, there are pictures of two, past and future Pokemon, Paradox Pokemon, that aren't in the game. There's a Suicune one and a Virizion one. Now, these two Pokemon actually looked really cool because they looked to be combinations of their legendary trios. So the Suicune one was a combination of Suicune, Raikou, and Entei. And the Virizion one was a combination of Virizion, Cobalion, and Terrakion. Which, you know, one of my favorite new Pokemon is Iron Valiant, which is a combination of Gallade and Gardevoir. So the idea of like, hey, we've got a combination of the three legendary beasts or whatever they're called. And then we have the three Swords of Justice. That's a really cool idea. That is not what we got. So that's the in-game, like, fan art of these things. They're not fan art, like, they're in-game images. But the actual images look nothing like that. The actual Pokemon... So the Suicune, which is called Walking Wake? Yeah, the Suicune is basically what if Suicune was a Velociraptor. That's how I would describe it. What if Suicune was a Velociraptor? It's actually a very cool design, in my opinion. Like, I actually do really like the Suicune one. Because, yeah, it's Suicune as a Velociraptor is a cool idea. And it's very fuzzy. You know, it's got, like, a big mane. But it reminds me of a Velociraptor. Or some sort of dinosaur. Like, I know they described Brute Bonnet as a dinosaur. Never really felt like a dinosaur to me. This thing feels like a dinosaur. So, yeah. And then the Iron Leaves, which is the Virizion, is literally just Metal Virizion. Right? It's kind of like, you know how Iron Jugulus is literally just Hydreigon, but metal? Yeah, that's what this thing is. It's literally just Virizion, but metal. Not that there's much wrong with that. It's just, I feel like they could have done so much more. You know? Shit. So, it's just Virizion, but metal. I know it gets like these weird like extensions and whatnot, but eh. So I've been hearing this theory that I guess the Pokemon... So, So we played through Scarlet and Violet on stream. And spoiler alert for Scarlet and Violet, right? The professors of the game, Turo and Sada, basically create a dream machine. Or not a dream machine, they create a time machine. that allows them to travel to the past or the future, and that's where Pokemon like Iron Valiant and Iron Jugulis, they're from the future. And Pokemon like, you know, Brute Bonnet and Fluttermane and Great Tusk, those are from the past. However, I guess there's evidence in the game to support that no, they didn't actually create a time machine, but instead created a dream machine. A machine that makes dreams a reality. And that's why the pictures of these Pokemon look nothing like the actual Pokemon. That's why the drawing of Iron Valiant, or why the drawing of Walking Wake looks nothing like the actual Walking Wake we see, because they're all dreams, right? They're dreams brought to life by this dream machine that harnesses the power of whatever the new turtle thing is called that I don't remember the name of. And I personally, I don't remember there being evidence in the game to support this. Like, I don't remember anything that specifically happens in the story to be like, yeah, no, they didn't actually make a time machine, they made a dream machine. I don't remember that, but a lot of people are saying that. That no, that if you read between the lines, there's a dream machine. I literally have seen nobody provide any evidence of this. I just see people say that, oh yeah, they made a dream machine. And yeah, I guess that's good enough for most people. So yeah, even though I have literally seen no evidence of this, it's just what everyone's saying. You know, maybe I have to watch a fucking Lockstin video to find out the truth. But I ain't going to watch a Lockstin video, at least not today. So that's a whole thing, and that's why, and it's basically the theory that it's a dream machine is that the guy who originally explored the Great Crater just made it up, right? He went to the Great Crater, didn't find anything, so when writing the Scarlet Book, he just made everything up. That's the theory anyways. And then Sada and Turo make the dream machine, and they bring all these, and they basically create all these new Pokemon. Which, I mean, it's an interesting theory. For sure. Like, I definitely think it's an interesting idea. But I have not seen any evidence of it. And that's not me saying the evidence doesn't exist. I'm not going that far. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm definitely not saying the evidence doesn't exist. It's just I've seen people say dream theory without actually giving me any evidence of dream theory. But it's definitely an interesting idea. I'll say that. It's an interesting idea, to say the least. So yeah, it's been so those are the two new Pokemon. But then we got two actual, like, DLCs. The first one is called the Teal Mask. Because, again, they're sticking with the color theme. So we got the Teal Mask, which is the DLC... Basically, we're heading back to, like, Johto. Like, it's not called Johto, obviously, but the region is clearly heavily based on Johto. Or Kanto. You know, it's based on Japan. Because this new DLC is doing the story of Momotaro. If you don't know, Momotaro is a Japanese story about a guy who goes to defeat an ogre, and along the way he recruits a dog, a pig... Is it a dog? It's a dog? I thought it's a pig, but no, it's not a pig. It's a dog, a crane, and a monkey. And, you know, they work together to defeat the ogre. I'm sure Gaijin Goomba has made a video on this already. And I don't remember what any of the Pokemon's names are, except for the dog. So there's 4 new Pokemon. The ogre in the mask, a dog, a crane, and a monkey. And the dog's name is Okidoki. Right? Like Okidoki, but with dog in it. That's very funny. The designs are kind of whatever for the 3 of them, but that name is fucking great. Pokemon still kills it with names, you know? That hasn't changed. Okidoki. But, right, it looks like we're going back to, like, Kanto, because it's a very Japan-inspired area. Because, you know, we're at, like, a Japanese festival. And in the other area, which, okay, I will say, I don't think the dog, the monkey, and the whatever are anything good. I do like the design of the actual teal mask. The ogre stand-in wearing the teal mask, I think actually looks very good. I think that's actually a very good design. Especially because you can kind of see the face under it. So I do like that one. The other ones, whatever. And then we got the other one, which is called the Indigo Disc. So, kind of like how Iron Leaves and Walking Wake are hinted at in the game. There's also hints in the game about a turtle Pokemon. Right? And it's depicted as... and it's depicted as, like, this great turtle. You know, like, there's this whole theory about, like, the Paldea is Discworld. That literally the entire region is on the back of a turtle. And, you know, it's based on, like, the shape of the map itself. You know, a really interesting theory, okay. But it's based on... There's, like, a book in the library at the school that talks about it. But I guess as part of that... Right, so we were all expecting this big turtle Pokemon. And no, that's not what we got at all. Instead, we got this cute little, kind of fuzzy, like, it feels kind of fuzzy turtle. And I'll be honest, I love this turtle design. I think this turtle design is really cool. I'm a huge fan of it. So yeah, pop off with this turtle design. Because it's got all these, like, different, like, spots on its shell that has all 16 Pokemon types on it. So it represents all the different types of Pokemon. It looks great. I'm genuinely a big fan of this turtle design. And the DLC has us going to Blueberry Academy, which I think is very interesting. Because Scarlet and Violet, one of the things I do know is in the game, is they hint at another academy existing in the game. But it's like Manzanita Academy. It's based on... Because, you know, the two academies in Scarlet and Violet are based on apples and grapes, respectively. But there is hinting of a academy based on apples, right? Like, that's referenced in the game, specifically by Director Clavel. Like, they're the opposing school, basically. But no, instead we're going to a brand new academy, which is like on the ocean. It looks to be on the ocean anywhere. It's kind of like the Aether Foundation, which is named Blueberry Academy. So we've got a Blueberry Academy now. And at this Blueberry Academy, there's two new characters that appear in both of the DLCs. It's a guy and a girl. One has like red hair, the other one has purple hair. Right, they play some major role in clearly both of these DLCs. But yeah, it's it's like black hair, but like it's red and purple on the inside. You know, it's all symbolic of whatever. Where's the last one? Nope, we didn't make it. So yeah, I feel like we know almost nothing about the Indigo Disc. Like, at least based on the fact that it's based on Momotaro, I at least have a good idea of what's gonna happen in the Teal Mask. That right, we're gonna recruit the Okie Dokie, the Crane, and the Monkey, and then we're gonna go take on this Ogre. Right, at least I have a good idea of what's gonna happen there. The Academy, though, right, they're both of these DLCs, like, one is coming out in, like, fall, so the earliest it would be is, like, August, and the other DLC I can guarantee you is in November. We'll talk a little bit about the leaks here in a little bit. We'll talk about it next, actually, during the Switch anniversary stuff. But yeah, so it's kind of... whatever. And then, of course, for pre-ordering the DLC, there's new uniforms, but they're not actually, like, one of the big things we need in Scarlet and Violet is new customization features, right? Because we need new customization. Because right now there's just four, like, school uniforms. And guess what? This new DLC, does it add any, like, new school uniform? Or does it add, like, anything new? Well, we can at least assume that the DLCs themselves are going to add outfits. But for the moment, the DLCs have just added recolors of already existing outfits in the game. And that, you know, that's kind of stupid. I'll be honest, I kind of hate it. That, oh yeah, you want more outfits? Okay, here you go. Hey look, it's just a retexture of the already existing 4 outfits in the game. Awful. That's absolutely awful. I kind of hate that, thank you very much. But that's what they decided to do, so that's what we've got. So yeah. And then, of course, also if you pre-order the DLC, you get Hisui and Zoroark as well. Which I'm assuming will be coming to, like, the full DLC later on. Right, or when Pokemon Home gets updated, which I think they said early 2023. Which, to be fair, we are kind of, March is kind of the end of early 2023, in my opinion. The first quarter of the year, but that's semantics at this point, clearly. So yeah, we don't know when all these things are we don't know when Pokemon Home support's coming. And yeah, they didn't give any date, or even really, I think it was just fall in late 2023 for the 2 DLCs. Stuff not shown here, again, they didn't really say much on Pokemon Home. They know Pokemon on GBA. Again, I think it is inevitable that it happens. We just don't know when. Right, like, I think it is inevitable that we do get some sort of Pokemon Home support. Or Pokemon Gen 1. It's just a question of when. When do we get Gen 1? But I do think it's something that has to happen. It's just more a matter of when does it happen. But for the moment, nothing so far. So the actual overall thoughts on this Direct seem to be pretty mixed. Like, I don't see anyone who hates the new DLC. Right? Like, the new DLC seems to be thought of pretty positively. But other than that, like, nobody's got really, like, high thoughts on anything else. There wasn't any mind-blowing thing. However, I do want to just point out the fucking hypocrisy for a second. So it is really stupid that, you know, Pokemon fans have spent the last, like, 5 months complaining about how broken Scarlet and Violet is. And yet, instead of letting the Pokemon Company have a chance to, you know, fix their games, instead there are people who went into this Pokemon Direct being like, oh, are we going to see Let's Go Johto? Are we going to get Gen 5 remakes? No, you are never going to get either of those things. You are a fool for thinking that. Right? Like, like, I know people say that, oh, the Pokemon Company, right, they're never going to make a good game again because their terrible rushed game did so well. And first of all, capitalism, right? Like, that was going to happen regardless. But 2, they're not going to make a better game if you're never going to give them a chance to make a better game. Because, you know, you always want the new hotness. Instead of letting the Pokemon Company actually take their time to make something good. Nope, you've got to have the new hotness. You've got to have Gen 5 remakes. You've got to have Let's Go Johto. We don't need Gen 5 remakes. We don't need Let's Go Johto. And even if they did get those, guess what? You're going to hate them. Everybody hated the Gen 4 remakes. And they're just going to do the same thing again. So I don't know why you expect anything different. You are setting yourself up for disappointment if you expect anything different. You're the fool here. Okay, rant aside, I thought the showcase was fine. You know, it would have been cool to have Pokemon on Game Boy, on Virtual Console, or whatever the hell, NSO. That would have been cool. But other than that, you know, we got the DLC. I wanted a spin-off game. I didn't need a spin-off game. Right? A new Mystery Dungeons, or even a remake of Explorers of Sky, would have been cool. Not necessary. I didn't need a remake of Explorers of Sky. It just would have been a cool thing to get. So yeah, I thought the showcase was fine. It's nothing amazing, but it's not terrible either. It was exactly what it needed to be. Where's our... Oh. Oh, how did I get out of that? Alright, let's fight Ouroboros. Let's do this thing. I've never fought this boss before. God, that scream. Let's do this. Come on, please give me a good weapon. I can work with this. It's definitely nothing great, but I can work with it. Gosh, dang it! We've lost a meet. Like, I haven't even had a chance to touch this thing, and we've already lost. Holy crap. It's a really cool design for a boss. I'll give it that. I really do like it. God, we're on such a small area as well. Where the heck is everybody? Oh yeah, let me get you back. We have done almost no damage to this thing. To be fair, I haven't seen it use its weapon yet. Which I think is interesting. Oh god. Do I hit... Oh no, I don't remember where I hit that thing to kill it. Yeah, of course we... Oh my gosh. We're just such a tight space, man. That's what really sucks about this. Oh, look, it's using its bomb. Yeah, no, of course we lost that. God damn. We were swarmed immediately. It's nice to get 76, though. That's good. God damn, we just got swarmed so hard. I know, that new gear, I guess they added new gear to the game, and it's so expensive. Like, all the new gear they added cost so much money. Like, it's like 30 gold shells. I still have never gotten a single gold shell. So it's ridiculous. So next up, it is the Switch's 6-year anniversary. And I have learned that I'm not the only one confused by time here. Right? If you saw me streaming Zelda yesterday, I pointed out that time confuses me because, right, it's the Switch's 6-year anniversary, but the Switch has been out for 7 years. And yeah, I guess I watched Arlo's video, or I listened to it while doing some Pokemon stuff we'll talk about in a little bit. And while doing that, he brings up that same thing, like, oh, the Switch it's the 6-year anniversary, but it's been 7 years, because 2017 does count. Time's still confused. I just don't get time, I guess. I guess that's what this all comes down to, is I just don't understand time. That's the crux of this whole thing, is I just don't understand time. So yeah, so my thoughts on the last year of Switch, I feel like, and again, Arlo said this in his video, and I feel like, I want to say it was, I also saw Kind of Funny talk about this in their video. I don't know if I'm assuming Game Explains did an anniversary Switch video. I didn't watch it. I have not watched Game Explains in a long time. But I know, I feel like for a lot of people, the magic of the Switch kind of ended this year. Like, I feel like a lot of the magic of, like, oh yeah, the Switch is like this really cool system, just kind of ended. Because for a lot of people, right, the Switch is getting up there in years. It's been around for 6-7 years. It's a little outdated nowadays. And people are kind of really starting to feel that this year. At least that's the impression I get from being online. I personally felt it this year with, because I'd seen a lot of people complain about Switch games feeling kind of old and kind of dated. But personally, it didn't really bother me until I played Fall Guys on Switch. And Fall Guys just ran awful on Switch. And I was like, okay, I kind of see it now. Like, I'd heard everyone complaining about it, but I was like, no, Switch games run great, but I mostly play Nintendo games. And Nintendo knows how to make games for their consoles. But no, playing some, like, third-party stuff, and most indie games also run fine on Switch, because indie games are not that demanding. However, that's indie games. On, right, something like Fall Guys, and I don't know how Fortnite runs, no idea. But Fall Guys, which is a game I would not think is not that demanding. But no, it really does struggle on the Switch. But the actual past year of Switch has been pretty great. We got tons of great games. I mean, Splatoon 3 was fantastic. We got 2 great Pokemon games. Kirby and the Forgotten Lands was fantastic. There was tons of stuff I didn't play as well. I enjoyed Nintendo Switch Sports. I know it's a flawed game, but I enjoyed it. There were tons of great indie games. Cult of the Lamb. There was Kirby's Dream Buffet. There was Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I didn't play. There was Little Gator Game, which I played this year, and I love. It's probably my game of the year at the moment, technically. So yeah, the Switch, this year in the Switch has been very good, right? Last year on the Switch was, I think, right, even if the magic is wearing off and, you know, the Switch is starting to feel kind of old, I still think Nintendo themselves are putting out great games. Indie support for the system has always and continues to be fantastic. We got a sequel to Blossom Tale last year. That's another one that I didn't talk about. But yeah, that's another, like, when I think Switch indie hit, Blossom Tale definitely belongs up there. And so getting a sweet sequel for that's really cool. Sports Story, which was underwhelming. You know, we talked about that. I was personally disappointed with Sports Story. And I know I was not the only one. Not that I hated it. I was just disappointed. But I still think it was an all-around great year. The Switch is still... I know I have a PS5. But if I have a choice between picking up a game on Switch or PlayStation, I will pick it up on Switch. Specifically indie games. If we're talking like a big... Like, let's say I decide to pick up Jedi Fallen Order, because, you know, I wanted to play it before Jedi Survivors. I would probably pick that up on... I would definitely probably pick that one up on PlayStation. Assuming that is on Switch, which it might be. I don't know, that definitely seems like something that would be on Switch at some point. Even if it's just a cloud version. So yeah, I've mostly been impressed. And then looking forward to this next year of the Switch. The Switch is, again, 7th, 8th year. You really can't hit that guy from below. Looking forward, I mean, really, all the rumors right now seem to be that the Switch is going to start off strong this year, right? We've got Tears of the Kingdom, we've got stuff like that, but by the end of the year, the console's gonna kind of, right after Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo really doesn't have much outside of that. They've got Tears of the Kingdom, and you know that's gonna be great. But other than Tears of the Kingdom, they don't have anything. Now, of course, as part of that, I should say, oh, they don't have anything. Metroid Prime 4 is usually included as part of that doesn't have anything. Because Nintendo doesn't expect Metroid Prime 4 to sell that well. Right? They're trying to get every sale they can out of Metroid Prime 4. They don't have very high expectations for the game. I should make that clear right now. That, right, Metroid Prime 4 can totally fit into this. And even though I think of it as a big game, you know, it's funny, because I know I've said this before. When I was younger, I used to think of Metroid, Zelda, and Mario as Nintendo's big three. Right? Because those were the games I had on GBA. Metroid 2, Super Mario Land, and Link's Awakening. Well, okay, I didn't actually have Link's Awakening. But you know what I mean, right? Zelda was always big. But then, as I grew up, I realized, oh, wait, nobody actually gives a shit about Metroid. Including, like, sure, Super Metroid and Metroid Prime are considered two of the best games of all time. They did not sell that well, right? Nobody actually gives a shit about Super Metroid or Metroid Prime. Right, that was something I, had to realize along the way. And yeah, it is totally true. Nobody actually... Nintendo... I mean, yes, they give more of a shit about it than they do, say, fucking F-Zero or Star Fox. I say that. That's actually probably not true. Nintendo actually does care about Star Fox. The games, again, they kind of don't know what to do with the series anymore, but they do care. But yeah, I have no idea what we're looking forward to in the next year of Nintendo Switch. Like, it could be something great, it could be something terrible. Literally anything is possible. Holy shit. But I still think that, yeah, last year was great, this upcoming... I mean, Tears of the Kingdom, it's gonna be hard for them to fuck that one up. They could, but I don't think they will. I don't think they'll fuck up Tears of the Kingdom. Metroid Prime 4, I think, will be revealed, and I could see it having a winter release date. Like that November release date. It might not, but it might. I know Tim Geddes is really big on us getting a new Mario game this year, because it has been. Again, Bowser's Fury withstanding, which, again, probably does count. Bowser's Fury withstanding, it has been a long time since we got a mainline Mario game. I mean, there's been remakes, Odyssey, because Odyssey was the last mainline. And then we got Mario Maker 2, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, and then 3D World Deluxe. But it's been a long time since we've actually gotten a Mario. Like even just I would take a 2D Mario game. A 2D tie-in to the new Mario Brothers movie would be awesome. But it doesn't look like that's what we're getting. I did also, because I did listen to Kinda Funny's anniversary thing earlier today. Because they had Jeff Grubb on, and he was talking about Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, how supposedly Nintendo's just had those games done for years now. And they've just done nothing with them. Right? They've been kind of like Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime was reportedly finished in 2019, and they have just been sitting on it until this year. So it looks like it's the same thing with Metroid Prime, or with Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Which, you know, I would be down to play Wind Waker and Twilight Princess again. I'm personally a bigger fan of Wind Waker, but, you know, Twilight Princess isn't bad. Not by a long shot, actually. Yeah, any other... I know there's still that rumor of everybody want to Switch. That may or may not be real. Or, well, I definitely think it's a real game. It's just the bigger question is, it may or may not ever release. Because supposedly it's not very fun. And if the game isn't fun, why play it? But yeah, and then, of course, the big thing we do have to talk about is the Switch Pro. So, basically, somebody leaked the most recent Nintendo Direct. Right? Or the most recent Pokemon Direct. They literally had everything in the Pokemon Directs in a 4chan post a few days before the presents happened. Like, it happened on, like, Friday, and then the presentation was on, what, Monday or Tuesday? So somebody leaked it. And in that leak, right, they leaked all the DLCs and everything, right? Oh, the Terror Beast, Walking Wake, Iron Leaves. They leaked, They leaked all that stuff. And as part of that, they also leaked that the Pokemon Company is working on a port for the new Nintendo, or not a port, but like an upgraded graphical version of the new Pokemon game. So it does very much look like that's a thing we are going to be getting at some point. Is an upgraded graphical version for, as they say, a new Nintendo console that will launch alongside the launch alongside the second DLC in November. So yeah, and I'll pull up the thing here if I have a second. But so are we getting a Switch Pro? Maybe. You know, I don't want to root anything out of the picture yet, but like totally maybe. Again, part of me, because there was that whole thing with the OLED, where people thought where the OLED leaked, and it really did make the OLED sound like the Switch Pro. Right, the OLED sounded exactly like what a Switch Pro would be. 4K support, all of that. But it seems like at the last minute, the 4K support was taken away from the Switch OLED. Every rumor, right, they got everything correct, but the 4K support. So it's very likely that, right, if Nintendo's doing a new Switch, if they're doing a Switch Pro, I mean, we'll find out in July. Right, usually Nintendo reveals new consoles or Pro versions in July for a release in October or November. So if that does happen, that's when we are most likely to see it. And yeah, I think it's possible. Again, Switch Pro rumors happen all the time. And, you know, people have been hearing things, you know, trusted sources. It's not just any schmuck on the internet. These are people who have gotten plenty of things right over the year. Right? They've been hearing things. And while, yes, they have been wrong, they've also been right plenty of times as well. They've been right enough times that we can't just completely disregard them. Come on. Holy shirt. So yeah, again, I think it's totally possible. I don't know. I know, like, there's the whole thing about a Switch 2. Right? A Switch 2 would make a lot of sense. Nintendo starts pivoting themselves towards that next year. But at the same time, the Switch has a very dedicated fan base. You don't want to just get rid of that, right? Like, you want to keep that fan base for as long as you can. Ah, crap. I had one, and if I had just deposited it when the timer went up, we would have done it. Whatever. So, yeah. Because that's the big... Like, that's why, like, the Xbox having backwards compatibility, especially on Game Pass, worked so well for the system. Because there wasn't a need to, like, split the fan base or anything. Oh, you have an Xbox One? You can still keep playing Xbox One games. You have a Series X? Oh, well, guess what? You can play those games better. And yeah, sure, eventually the big transition is going to happen. But it's not like it's happening right this moment and right this second. I get it. I do get Nintendo's hesitation to split the base. So yeah, I think it's been a successful year for Switch. The magic may have died for some people, but I still love the system, man. I'll still pick it up over the PS5 any day. Yeah, will they start moving towards Switch 2 with VR support? Because I know Labo VR, but Miyamoto has shown a big interest in VR. And I could see his final project... Because he recently did an interview talking about, like, oh, he thinks that when he eventually leaves Nintendo, Nintendo will still be in good hands. Things won't change that much. But I could see before Miyamoto leaves Nintendo, or if he just, works until he dies, I can see one of his final things being a VR game. Because I know he finds the technology very interesting. He's said that on multiple occasions. So, yeah. What else? Anything else? No, I guess that's it. So, Mario Day is coming up next week. And, of course, as a result, Nintendo has already started making some announcements. Right? They're going to be putting a bunch of games on sale. And by on sale, I mean like $20 off. So, it's not like a huge sale or anything. But a bunch of, like, Mario Maker 2... I'm assuming Odyssey. They're selling a special edition Nintendo Switch that you basically can get, like, you buy the system for, what, $300? And it comes with one of, like, 4 select Mario games. And you just get to pick one of them, whichever one you want. Which isn't a terrible idea. Not an amazing idea, but not a terrible one. Oh, come on, really? But, so as part of all the Mario Day deals, the Mario Kart 8 DLC. So previously, I had predicted that we were going to be getting the Mario Kart 8 DLC in late March. That had been my original prediction. Nope, it comes out next week. It comes out on March 9th, the day before Mario Day. So that way, you can play the new Mario Kart stages on Mario Day. And I'm sure, I don't expect Nintendo to have, like, a Mario Day Direct. Because we know March 9th is also the same day they'll be doing, the new special presentation showcase thing for the Mario Brothers movie. We know that's on the same day. But, so far... The new DLC, the tracks, I know Waluigi Stadium's coming back, and it looks fantastic. Waluigi Stadium is a classic stage that people really love. I think it's a GameCube stage, but I personally always think of the Wii version. The Wii version, right? Either way, yeah, it's a stage I do think fondly of. But, so Waluigi Stadium. Weirdly enough, Mario Circuit from DS, which, I mean, it's been completely, like, redone. There's now a whole forest area. It's a very random course to get as part of this DLC. I know I'm not the only one to have said that. Like, it's a very random course to have gotten. But that's the one they've decided to go with, so, okay. Mario Circuit. Of course, the new Yoshi stage. There's 3 tour stages. I want to say Bangkok, Singapore, and I don't remember what the third one is. I know there are 3 of them, though. 3 tour stages. And then there's one other... What's the other big thing? Oh my gosh. You piece of shit. I don't know. I know there's one other stage that looks decent, right? It looks fine. I'm not talking about the tour stages. Oh, is it? It's got... What's this? Oh, it must be Mario Circuit that they added a Wiggler to. Yeah, that sounds right. They added a Wiggler to Mario Circuit, which is not a terrible idea. But there was one other weird stage. I don't remember. Okay, where are you guys? Shit. Ah, crap. We didn't make it. But so the new Mario Kart Tour DLC, I'm totally cool with. That's all I wanted to say. You know, I'm excited to play it. I still love me some Mario Kart. I play it every once in a while. It's a great game. It's supposedly in the new trailer, there's usually a line of text at the bottom that says, like, oh, the final DLCs will be released before December 2023. That text has now been removed, which leads to one of 2 thoughts. Either 1, they just didn't have enough space on screen, or 2, there's going to be more DLC. Like, I know there's a lot of speculation about there being more Splatoon DLC, because if you notice on the Splatoon DLC announcement, there are 4 tabs. Like, there are 4 tabs, one behind each other. The Inkopolis Plaza is the first tab. Side Order is the second tab. But there are still 2 more. Like, those are the red and blue tabs. But there's also, like, a yellow and green tab. So there might be more DLC for that. And yeah, here in Mario Kart 8, they might be, you know, Smash Bros. Because Smash Bros. Did the same thing right before they announced the second wave of DLC. So if Mario Kart 8 decides to do another $25 DLC pass, you know, again, I do really want Mario Kart 9. You know, I think that'd be really cool. However, I do still enjoy Mario Kart 8. I wouldn't really have a problem if they were decided to do another wave of DLC. You know, I hope they bring in some non-Nintendo stuff, obviously. Kirby definitely needs to make it into the game. But yeah, because right now there's all the speculation about, like, oh, we're going to get new characters, obviously. But are we also going to get new items? Because there's 2 empty item slots on the item selection screen. What that could mean is, yeah, we get 2 new items. Of course, the fan favorites would be, you know, the big green shell from Double Dash. And, what's the other one? I don't expect them to bring in, like, the ice flower. I don't expect them to bring in... maybe the big banana from Double Dash. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation about what they could do with item DLC. But, you know, we're getting more... we know for a fact we're getting more characters. Nintendo has said as much that, yeah, in future... because this new one has Birdo. but they have said future waves will have other characters. Of course, I think Wiggler on the Wiggler bike would be very funny. We'll see if that actually happens. But I think it's a very funny idea. Next up, quick update on NSO. So on that same day that the Mario Kart DLC and all that comes out, they've also decided to add Metroid Prime to Game Boy Advance, NSO. Why they didn't also add Zero Mission, I don't know. I feel like they should just do both. Because the two games are... I mean, I know Metroid Fusion came out the same day as Metroid Prime. And, like, that's a very important part of... Not the Metroid, like, lore, but, like, just... You know, Metroid being Metroid. But no, Metroid Fusion is a great game. I streamed it in 2019. Huge recommendation from me. It's definitely different than, like, Dread or Super Metroid. It definitely plays different than those games. But that's not, like, a bad thing. Right? It's a very well done... It's a more story-driven Metroid game, which I know that doesn't always work out. But I still really do like, Fusion. I like Fusion in its own way. Fusion is its own little special snowflake. But, I'm just surprised they didn't also announce that they're doing, Zero Mission. Because I know Zero Mission is just a remake of the original Metroid... But it was like a much... There's a whole Mark Brown video explaining the difference between the original Zero Mission and the original Metroid. I recommend you watch that. But, Zero Mission definitely has its special place. I've personally never played it, so that's kind of why I'm curious for Zero Mission. Is because I know nothing about it. But it seems interesting. But yeah, so that's another thing that's happening. So I guess that takes us into WIBE. You know, we might as well just keep it cut it short. So WIBE. So Splatoon, I'm back down in I tried so hard to get into S rank and just couldn't. I tried so fucking hard and just failed every time. So I'm saying I've entered my villain era of Splatoon. You know, if I can't be happy, then nobody else can be either. I've entered my villain era. What that actually means, am I just going to become a crab tank spammer? Maybe. I don't know. I've yet to decide exactly what that means. But yeah, that last week of the chill season was just miserable for me. If you saw the stream last week, right, I was just miserable at the end of the chill season. Just awful, an awful time. So, yeah, villain era. Okay, someone's really got to take out that thing. We've hit the quota. Someone's got to take out that guy. Oh my gosh. Okay, we did it, whatever. Whatever. So yeah, you know, now admittedly today started off when I was playing, since the new updates come out. You know, I've been using the Kraken roller, I've been using the 96 Gal. Things have been going a little better with those weapons, you know. The Kraken, the 96 Gal are Oh, shit. I don't know if you all heard that. I don't think you did. I accidentally hit a button and played a video. But yeah, I've entered my villain Splatoon arc. That's what I'll say with that. Is right, I'm willing to become evil. Because I'm just tired. Right, I guess the #1 Splatoon player in the world is stuck in S rank. Because of some, like, not being able to get a good enough team. Right, right, at the end of the last season, my mind was opened. I see the game for all of its lies and its terrible map design, and that hasn't changed. That has not changed at all. So I've seen the truth. I've been enlightened. So yeah, villain era. Here we go. I doubt anything will change, but here we are in the villain era. But yeah, I was just, I haven't tried out the Super Chump weapon yet. I know people really like it. I like the Kraken. Worked really well in tower control. Like it used to. That hasn't... Even with all the new startup and end lag. Nope, Kraken's still OP. I saw a video explaining, like, what, like, special power-up does to the gear. And I tried to find it again. And I just couldn't. Oh, shit. I just could not... There was someone explained it in a video. Of like, hey, this is what special power-up does now. And I just could not find that video. I really did look for it. And just nothing. I just could not find it anywheres. But I know somebody explained it. Holy shit. We just need one guy down there, just getting all these orbs. I knew this was the right spot, though. It just kind of made sense. There's so many of them that are just kind of sitting there. Oh shit. Oh shit. But yeah, so yeah, I've been playing that. I'm working on new gear. Because, right, I'm deciding, do I want more special power up? Do I want to put more special charge up? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I played some Pokemon. New Pokemon DLC, or new Walking Wake and Iron Leaves. I was able to use Iron Hands and get Walking Wake almost immediately. Easy fight, easy win. And that was in Pokemon Violet, which is, the one we played. Iron Leaves, on the other hand, I have not been able to do shit with. So earlier today, I created a Golding, right? So as you know, I haven't been doing competitive, I haven't really been creating that many new Pokemon. But I was like, oh, I'll create a Goldingo. My original plan was to use Ceruledge, and then Ceruledge was just getting its ass kicked. So I was like, I'll create a Goldingo that knows Shadow Ball. I'm sure that Shadow Ball Nasty Plot, simple strategy, I'm sure that'll work really well. It does okay. Maybe if I was like trying to do the battle like alone, or I had like a bunch of like really like defensive heavy allies, I'm sure we could probably do fine. But in the current version of the game, just trying to play with randos online, even though this is only a 5-star raid, like this isn't even the highest difficulty of raid, I'm getting my fucking ass kicked by this Iron Leaves. I have yet to be able to beat it. And again, I have to play, right, I can only play it on other people's system, because I have Scarlet, and I don't have Violet, but I'm getting my ass kicked, basically. I'm unable to beat Iron Leaves, and it's just miserable. It's just a miserable boss fight that I have done so many times. Come on, get us. Oh, fuck. We literally failed it just because, right, like, we had the things over. Whatever. Whatever, I don't care. Whatever. So yeah, that's... So, beating... I cannot beat... I got Walking Wake. It's supposedly super good. Like, it's a really strong Pokemon. Again, I like the design. Iron Leaves, though, I can do nothing with. I can't do shit with... We're gonna do one more round. We're gonna try one more round, and then we'll move on to other things. But yeah, Walking Wake... Or Iron Leaves has just been miserable. I did it like a dozen, 2 dozen times. You know, there's all the connection errors as well, which are awful. But I thought I got it, and nope. Still just fucking failing at every check. So I'm gonna definitely have to try again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. I've got a week to do it, basically. I know they say they'll be doing the event again in the future. And again, I thought, like, oh, it's a 5-star raid. It's not going to be that bad. It's only 5 stars. No, it's been awful. It's just been awful. Definitely, I don't think it's as bad as some of those 6-star raids. Like, the Cinderace one, I guess, was just miserable. Like, I don't think it's as bad as that. But it still sucks pretty hard. From everything. Yeah. And I don't know if other people are having these exact same problems. Again, so far, I've gotten close once. And, like, all the attempts of me doing this, I've gotten close one time. Every other attempt has just ended in catastrophic failure. But I had... Right, but one time we got close. And, because I just feel like Iron Leaves, just, it uses fucking... It only has, like, Mega Horn and what, Psychic Blade or Leaf Blade. I know it's got a grass attack and a psychic attack. And they just do so much more. Like Cerule Edge, right? Even though Cerule Edge is a fire type, fire ghost type, the psychic move kills it in a single hit. It's awful. It's just awful how little that psychic type, that being a right fire ghost, the psychic attack just does so much damage. And of course it's got Sword Stance and it's got the Beast Boost and all that shit. But it's just been awful. It's just been an awful time in Pokemon. But I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna... literally, right now, it is technically the only Pokemon I'm missing. So, you'd better believe I'm gonna get it. Well, I guess I'm also missing a fucking Miraidon, but I can worry about that later. That's a later problem in my... Because I still technically don't have a living dex. Technically, I'm only like 23 Pokemon off, but you know what I mean. Where the heck is the bosses? So, is there any other game I've been playing? You know, so we started Zelda. I enjoyed it. I want to do more. I can't tomorrow. I'm busy tomorrow, sadly. But of the, like, 3.5 hours we did, I had a really great time with the game. It is a seriously great game, that Breath of the Wild. And again, I'm glad I got lost. You know, that was something that I was like, I wanted to get lost, but I didn't know if that was actually going to be something we were going to be able to pull off. Nope, we pulled it off, no problem. So that's fantastic. I'm really glad that happened. Oh my god, there are so many eggs right here. And yet we still failed because there were so many eggs, but we couldn't do anything with them. Okay, whatever. Alright, let's go check out our rewards. Have because, yeah, I can't think of anything. I didn't really play any Kirby. Because, you know, I beat the game last week. And the last thing we have to do is Heroes in Another Dimension, but I haven't done that yet. So, yeah. Alright, let's stop right there. So, right now we're at 76. Is that going to be 50%? Who knows? I know last time when we did the Kohozuna big time event thing, we were like 2 eggs under. We were really close to actually getting it. But we didn't. I'd rather... Let's keep the new one. Swap for chunks. Swap for chunks. Goodness, I almost forgot to mention that we've got new items. So, God, that's... I mean, we have enough to get that, but wow, that's expensive. That's new. Don't have enough for it. Yeah, I still have never gotten a gold. I really like how that looks, actually. That looks nice. I've always liked this one. But yeah, there's new gear, and like this one costs like 30 gold. It's awful. Just absolutely awful. Alright, so now... Alright, let's cut to... Welcome to the live action. Ooh, God, that's... There we go, that looks better. So here we are, live action me, hey. And that's because it's soda time. It is soda time. Soda time. I've got something truly cursed today. Pepsi X Peeps. Yep. You know me. Always down to try the weird new thing. Pepsi X Peeps. Artificial marshmallow flavored cola. So in the war between Coke and Pepsi, I have recently been on Team Pepsi, specifically because of Pepsi Nitro. I've been really impressed with Pepsi Nitro. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, that kind of... But this... I mean, to be fair, the marshmallow Coke was awful. Fucking... I mean, it was watermelon flavored, but yeah. It smells like Pepsi and it smells like marshmallows. God, that's weird. Oh. The aftertaste. Remember that Coke Starlight? Where I was like, you know what flavor this reminds me of? I think it was Coke Starlight. There was one soda where I was like, you know what this reminds me of? Fucking popcorn, like butter jelly beans. That's what this reminds me of. Is this what marshmallow... Is that marshmallow flavor? Was Coke Starlight or whatever the fuck it was that supposed to be marshmallow flavored? Oh, God. Oh, it's so weird. I definitely don't recommend it. Not at all. Ugh. How strange. Ugh. I mean, no, you know, I say that. I do think the Coke Starlight, or whatever, again, whatever soda I thought tasted like fucking butter flavored jelly beans, that was worse than this. That was definitely worse than this. But this isn't great. And I've got a whole fucking 6-pack right there. Or, I think I've got 8 left. No, 7. I think my roommates took... 2 of my roommates took 1 each. Fuck. These weren't supposed to come in for like another month. Like, I ordered these like a month ago. And then they were like, oh yeah, they'll be in like right before Easter. No, they came in today. Or yesterday, or whenever. I don't remember. I mean, they're small cans. And, you know, I just went through it like that. But, ugh, that's so weird. I definitely do not recommend it. Even as just, like, a weird thing to try. I mean, you can try it, but, ugh, weird. Ugh. Yeah, no. No, that's not great. So I do, you know, since I have live action, I noticed this when I was uploading the Breath of the Wild thing yesterday. So... Best Buy had this on sale for like $20. And I was like, you know, I kind of want to try 2 Point Campus. $20, and this was like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. And I was like, yeah, you know, I kind of want to try 2 Point Campus. Sure, why not? For $20? So this gets sent to me, and like I order it and I get it a week later. Then 2 weeks later, they sent me a second one. So I now have 2 of these things. I have no idea what to do with both of them. I can't... So I have a little down under... So desk right here. Under my desk, I have a little cabinet where I store all my Switch games. It's not like a metal... It's not like a filing cabinet. But I have like a little cabinet to store all my Switch games. It is now filled up. I have just completely filled up my Switch game cabinet. So that's why those are sitting up there. Like, I don't even have room for the new Kirby game. It's awful. But yeah, I definitely do not recommend this. No. God, no. The fucking grape-flavored Mountain Dew was better. So, the final thing we're doing tonight, we're done with Splatoon for the night. Because the thing I want to do actually relates to Pokemon. So, in celebration of Pokemon Day, someone put together this website. You can see this website right here. If I oh, no. So it's this website right here. And it's a list of basically creating your favorite Pokemon. Who are your favorite Pokemon? And I want to go through... You know, I've always been like kind of hesitant to say what my favorite Pokemon is. I have never actually said my favorite Pokemon. But I want to go through and actually do this. You know, just because, like, that's kind of this is one of those things that I've always wanted to do in WIBE. But I never have. Do these, like, stupid random things. So I'm actually going to go through right now and do all of my favorite Pokemon. What are everything? Every type, every generation... But we will do that. We will do that when I get back. Because after drinking that soda, I really need to pee. So give me 1 second. Alright, so here we are. Every Pokemon. Oh my gosh. So, we're starting, and I'm going to do them by generation. I'm just going to say that right now. Oh my god, I ran back. Okay, Gen 1, normal type. Okay, I don't care for any of this top row. Second row's whatever. Third row's whatever. I used to like Licky Licky, but not anymore. I'm really between Ditto and Porygon. I like Ditto. Ninetales has grown on me in recent years. Shit, that's a lot of water types. I used a Galarian Slowbro, but not a normal Slowbro. There's always Lord Helix, which I still do love that. Let's go Lord Helix. I'm definitely gonna regret that. Vileplume, easy. I like Raichu. I don't really care for any of those. I don't really care for any of these, but I like Lee better than Chan. Wow, that is a lot of... Give me 1 second, I'm looking for something. I know it was... Oh, there it is. Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay. So, if I'm being... Again, it still probably goes to Vileplume. If I'm being completely honest here. Because, see... Oh, there is ATV. I do like ATV. Let's see, ground. Doug. I don't know. I like Doug Trio, but I also like Marowak. Oh, that is a good one. What the fuck? Okay, there we go. I do like Marowak. I've used both in playthroughs. And I've had success with both. So that's the hard part. I'm going to stick with Doug Trio. Flying type. I guess Dragonite. I don't really care for any of these. Psychic type. Let's go with Alakazam. I'm not going to love all of these choices, I should say. Like, I know I'm struggling with some of these. I'm not going to love all of them. That's just kind of the name of the game. I guess we got to go back to ATV. See, I really like Kabuto, but I do not like Kabutops. Haunter. I do not love Gengar. I know some people really love Gengar. I'm not a Gengar guy. Yeah, I'm not really a Gengar guy. I just like him. Dragonite. Ooh. I've always loved that Ghost Sprite. I guess I'd go for that one. Probably Jigglypuff. Starter... My starter has always been Blastoise. Gimmick form... Shit, that's a hard one. I can tell you it's not going to be any of the Gigantamaxes. I can tell you that right now. I do really like Mega Evolution. Mega Gengar, I think, is better than normal Gengar. I think normal Gengar is awful. I don't think I've actually used any of these in competitive. Mega Kangaskhan was always really cool. I know I have a shiny one of you, but no, I don't love you. Part of me actually wants to go Kangaskhan. Legendary... I'm gonna go Mew. And then my favorite from Gen 1. You know what it goes down to? I think it's gonna be Vileplume. Like, honestly, looking through this list... Like, okay, so I've used a Ditto. I've used a Ninetales. I've used Vileplume. I've used Raichu. I've used an ATV. I've used you. I've used you. And I've used a Mew. But I think it goes down to Vileplume, honestly. That's a very weird one. Alright, Gen 2... Dunsparce is stupid. I love him. I love Dunsparce. He is stupid. Oh, you know it's going to be my boy Typhlosion. I like Suicune. See, and it's funny, because I like the new version of Suicune as well. But I like OG as well. Okay, so this one comes down to, which one do I think is better? Bayleaf or Meganium? Because I'm a Chikorita fan. I defend Chikorita. But do I think Bayleaf is a better design than Meganium? I'm going to go Meganium. Yeah, I'm going to go you. I don't like any of these. If I had to pick a favorite, I'm going to go Delibird. I do like Heracross. Heracross is cool. Quillfish. Ground. Steelix. I've used Steelix before. Flying. Oh yeah, Mantine is flying. I kind of don't... Nothing really sticks out to me here. I think I'm going to go Murkrow, but nothing really stands out. All of the unknown. Let's go Espeon. Okay, so it's between Heracross and Scizor. Shuckle's funny. I think Shuckle's a very funny joke. Oh, can you see my cursor, actually? Is that something I have? Oh, okay, I do have Capture Cursor. I just couldn't tell if you could actually see it. I really like Scizor, and I really like Heracross. I think they're both very cool in their own ways. I'd probably say I like Scizor more than I like Heracross. Love me Tyranitar. You know me, I'm a big fan of Tyranitar. Mischievous is also very cool. I guess you get by default. Again, huge fan of Tyranitar. Scizor, easy. Togepi, I guess? Starter. Again, I defend Bayleaf. And it's funny, when I think of Gen 3, the starter I've probably used the most is Totodile. But no, as I get up there in age, I'm just a Typhlosion guy. Gimmick forms, I think Mega Scizor looks great. I really do like Mega Scizor. Again, Suicune, big Suicune guy. And it's going to go to Tyranitar. Really, honestly, this comes down to Typhlosion, Tyranitar. Weirdly enough, Mischievous. I actually am a big fan of Mischievous. But no, it's going to go to Tyranitar. That one's easy. You know, we're going to find out my favorite Pokemon tonight. That's one. It's always been one of those things I kept a secret. But, yeah. I like Castform. I know people think Castform is stupid. I like Castform. Camerupt is cool. Oh, fuck. I don't want to pick Castform in everything. I do like Milotic, but I've never used one. I have never used Milotic. I've used Ludicolo, and I've used Swampert. I've used Sharpedo. Spheal is a Sphealy boy. Sceptile's just cool. I've used Manectric. I like Manectric. Granospheal. I kind of don't like any of these. I guess Breloom? I don't love any of those. It's got to go to Gulpin. I actually made a plush Gulpin once. Long time ago. No, Groudon. Groudon's not fire type. God, I always forget that. Gotta go to Groudon, though. Flygon's cool, and we'll pick him when we have the chance. I like Altaria. Altaria's awesome. Psychic, easily a Metagross. Those are this... Yeah. It's between Metagross and Gardevoir. Shit. It's none of the legendaries. Metagross and Gardevoir. I've used Gardevoir more. Love Shedinja. Aggron. Again, love Shedinja. Love its gimmick. I've also, to be fair, I've gotten good use out of Nincada before. I used one in Alpha Sapphire, and it worked really well. But, yeah. See, Rayquaza's really cool, but I do really like Altaria. I like Absol, and I like Cacnea, but I've never used Absol, but I'd probably say I favor Absol. I have used Mawile, but I'd say Metagross. Jirachi is Steel? Weird. Starter, Sceptile. Weird gimmick form? I love all of these. If I'm going to be honest, these are some of the best gimmick forms Pokemon's ever had. These... Swampert's whatever, but these two look great. This is great. This one's great. I love this. This one's okay. This one's whatever. I like this one a lot, actually. Whatever. Great. It's okay. Great. Bloodsoak Crescent's whatever. You're great. You two are cool. And then these final three are awesome. Part of me kind of wants to give it to Sableye, just because it's definitely like a much needed thing. But I also do love Gardevoir, and I love the shiny Gardevoir as well. That's probably one of my favorite shinies, if not my favorite shiny. But Altaria, I'm going to give it to Gardevoir. Legendary goes to Groudon. Rayquaza, Kyogre, Cooler, I will always have a special place for Groudon in my heart. And my favorite Pokemon from this generation... Okay. I like Gardevoir, probably not going to do it. Metagross, right. Shedinja is cool. You're cool. Cast form's a guilty pleasure. It's probably Altaria. Alright. So I will always have a soft spot for Licky Licky and Regigigas. It's Lopunny. And not for any of the stuff. You know, that's not... I do not care about any of that shit. It's Lopunny. Because I did use one, right? I should clarify that as well. I guess Magmortar. Empoleon. I guess probably you again. I do really... you know, Luxray's cool. I'm a big... I feel like... Okay, so in Gen 4, if we're just talking Gen 4, I think Rotom is really cool. I really like its gimmick, all these different forms. But Luxray is that Pokemon you use every generation. They're both overused, and like whenever you play through Gen 4, you always use Luxray. And I've used Pachirisu, and I've used Rotom, I've used Electivire. Don't know if I've ever used Magnezone. But no, I'm going to go Rotom. I like Frostlass. I like Toxicroak or Krogonk and Toxicroak. I've never used one before. And Lucario's overused. Glade. I like Skuntank. Roserade's cool as well. I've used Roserade, but I really do like Skuntank. Garchomp. Flying. Togekiss is cool, but I'm gonna have to give it to Drifbloom. Just to have some variety, I'm gonna give it to Bronzor. Bug type goes to Vespiquen easily. I like Rampardos. I used Rampardos in Brilliant Diamond. Yeah. God, these are all so all these ghost types are great. Giratina's awesome. I love Spiritomb's design. Again, I like Mischievous. So Mismagius is cool. Drifbloom. Dusknoir I've used, and I haven't had a great success with him. And Frostlass is fine. I'm going to go for normal form Giratina. I'm probably going to go with Garchomp. I want to get Spiritomb on here somewheres. Steel. Oh, shit. Empoleon, I guess? Togekiss. Favorite starter is... I think I've used all three at some point or another, but it really comes down between Empoleon and Torterra, and I'd probably go Empoleon. Gimmick form... Shit. That's a pain. Again, I've used Lopunnies. It works well. Glades is fine. But I guess I'm gonna have to go Garchomp. Favorite legendary... Again, I have a soft spot for Regigigas. And I have a soft spot for Darkrai. God, I loved that. The Darkrai movie was so good. But I have to go Giratina. Favorite. Lopunny. No. And see, I think I have used all of these at some point or another. Maybe not Togekiss. But I've used all of these. This is so hard. The cop-out answer is Empoleon. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to cop out. If I was just based purely on design, it would be Spiritomb. I think Spiritomb has one of the best Pokemon designs. I'm going to cop out and I'm going to do Garchomp. Yeah. Alright, Gen 5. These things are normal type? I have a shiny Audino. And I've always, of the Sawbook designs, I've always thought this one was the best. I'm probably going to go Audino, just because, again, I have a shiny one. Do I like... Okay, so Chandelier line is awesome. Darmanitan line's cool. I don't hate the Emboar line. But part of me likes Larvastar more than Volcarona. I know that sounds weird. But part of me likes Larvastar more than Volcarona. But Chandelier and Chandelure is awesome. I'm still probably going to go Larvastar. I do have a shiny one of you. So that's why I'm probably going to pick you. Samurott is fine. Alola is one of the worst. I hate you. Your name is literally Turtle. Yeah, it's gotta go Seismitoad. God, so many great Pokemon here. Among Us. I have to go Superior. So not Stunfisk. I do not like any of the genies. Of the 4 genies, I don't like any of them. Zebstrika's fine, and I think Electros is okay. I know people hate how it looks in the current day. I think Electros is fine. I guess I'm gonna go with Zebstrika. I don't know how I feel about that. I like Vanillux. I've said that before, I'll say it again. God, this is fighting type. I have used Conkeldurr before. It's a very weird Pokemon. Cobalion. Yeah, I'm a defender of Garbodor. I've said it before. I like Fungus and Amoonguss. Venipede's awesome. Croconaw line and Golurk line are both great. Oh, but I like Excadrill. I'm actually going to go with that. I was about to say Excadrill, but no, I'm actually going to go with that. I have used all of these at some point. Okay, with the exception of the legendaries. I have used all of these at some point or another. Shit. And see, it's like, it's definitely none of the babies. Like, so it's not you, it's not you, it's not you, it's not you, not you. Probably not you. But I like America Bird. I had a great competitive team with the Bat, and I got decent competitive out of him as well. Archeops is cool, and I like Mandibuzz's design. Archeops is the safe choice, but I'm going to do Mandibuzz. I'm going to go more controversial there. I like Munna and what's its evolution. I know they're weird. I know people hate them. I'm actually a fan. Fucking sue me. So many great Pokemon as well. God. Oh my god, there's so many great ones in here. I still probably have to stick to Venipede. I like Excavalier, and again, I like Little Guy, but no, I'm probably going to have to go Venipede. Sigalith is great, or Gigalith, or whichever one it is. Chandelure. Haxor, I think that thing's awesome. Oh god, Zoroark. There's Zoroark and Zoroark in this generation. Holy shit. God, what a great generation Gen 5 is. Excadrill. You're the only fairy type this Whimsicott. Yeah, sure. Starter is superior. Audino. Legendary. This is definitely the generation where we started getting too many legendaries. You. And then my favorite... Okay, so the cliche answers are Zoroark and Superior. I like Larvastar. I like Hax. It's just gonna be Zoroark. What can I say? It's the only shiny Pokemon I have 2 of. Obvious. Shit, now we're throwing all the Mega Evolutions in here? Oh, no. Heliolisk. I know I've defended Delphox. Alright, the Fennekin, Brixen, and Delphox. Technically, Brixen is the better design. Barbaracle. Go-Goat. I'm kind of trying to avoid the Mega Evolutions, if I'm just being completely honest here. I liked Avalugg. I did think Avalugg was cool. Yeah, you are a fighting type, aren't you? And again, I'm avoiding the Mega Evolutions. That's intentional. What type is... This is ground type? Okay, let's just go with that. Oh my gosh, all these Vivillons. No, you're still pretty cool, Talonflame. Again, I really like Gardevoir. I like Delphox. But I'm going to go Meowstic. Because I do like the Meowstic designs. Ugh. Vivillon Pokeball, I guess? Again, Barbaracle. I like Age. You know, I've never gotten good. I'm terrible with it. Like, I feel like I always use it wrong. But Aegislash is still a very cool Pokemon. I do like me some Goodra. I like Yveltal. Again, back to Aegislash. Ooh. Gosh. See, and I like the Floette line. Oh, but you've also got Sylveon, yeah. Shit. Favorite starter is, again, technically Delphox, or technically Brixen is the best design. Holy shit. It still probably goes to Gardevoir. Just out of all of these, yeah, I'd have to say Gardevoir. What are my choices for Gen 4? Okay, whatever. Legendary. Again, these are a whole thing. I still have no idea why Xerneas has 2 forms. That's still so weird. I love Yveltal's design. I know Yveltal's not all that great and it's very forgettable. I still do love Yveltal. So I like the Delphox line. Sylveon's my favorite evolution. Goodra's cool. If you had asked me probably like 2 or 3 years ago, I would have said Barbaracle. That would have been the easy choice. Because I really did like Barbaracle. Mainly because, again, this was when I was playing competitive Pokemon. I had a lot of success with Barbaracle. So I think very highly of it. But, like, in my most recent playthrough, I used Heliolisk. I used Go-Goat. Did I use a Meowstic? Did I use a Sylveon? I didn't use a Goodra. I honestly think it goes to Go-Goat. God, these are some weird choices. I like type Null. I like type Null more than I like Silvally. Blacephalon is very cool, but I also like the Marowak. Where's ground? Is Marowak also... Is he a rock type, maybe? No, he's not. Okay. And see, I've used Marowak. I've used these lizards, I've used Turtonator, and I have a shiny Blacephalon. Shit, this is a hard one. My instinct is Marowak, so that's what we're going with. I love Wishy-Washy. I think the Wishy-Washy gimmick is such a cool gimmick. I really do like it. I don't love any of these. Probably Zarina, I guess. Okay, Alolan Pikachu is cool. Vikavolt I have used, and it disappointed me on every level. It's just, I did not think it was that great. Xurkitree I think is cool. I've used you before. I am a defender of Kommo-o, but it really comes down to these two. I like both of them, and I like them right. They're opposites, but I really do like both designs. But I guess Pheromosa. I have had competitive success with Toxapeck. I like this Grimer design better than the original, but I'd probably have to go with you. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan of the Ultra Beasts. Mudsdale is awesome. I think it's a great Pokemon. Meteor. I guess let's go with Raichu. Again, it goes back to the whole Pheromosa thing. I guess I could do the other one, because I like them both. Again, Meteor. Design-wise, I love Lycanroc. Use-wise, sucked. I had a terrible time using it. Oh, yeah, it's Ghost type, isn't it? I guess we can throw Blacephalon in here. I do like that Oricorio, and I do love Mimikyu. But I do want to get Blacephalon somewhere in here. Again, I've used Tornador. Guzzlord is okay. I'm a defender of Kommo-o, though. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't like any of these, honestly. I guess Guzzlord. A Steel type. I forget Melton always exists. Solgaleo's a Steel type? Yeah, I completely forgot. If you can't tell, I really like the Ultra Beasts. That's definitely something that, like, the more time we get away from Gen 7, the more I realize how much I love the Ultra Beasts. I have used Comfey in the past, and it actually worked pretty well. But no, it's Primarina. Favorite starter. I've never used Torracat or the Litten, Torracat, and Cineroar line. The Decidueye line was fine. I like Primarina. Popplio and Brionne or whatever, but Primarina's really cool. Gimmick form? It's between you, and you. Again, I think the gimmick form, these introduced in Gen 7, not the Paradox, the regional variants, is one of their best ideas ever. I really do think it's one of the best Pokemon ideas ever. And I'm gonna give it to Ninetales. A lot of legendaries. Again, I like Type Null. The Tapus are cool. You were the last Pokemon I needed to complete my living dex. I'm going to give it to Lunala, though. Favorite Pokemon? Ah, shit. This one is so fucking hard. Because I love it, right? If you look at that list, I love the Ultra Beasts. I think, and if I had to pick a favorite Ultra Beast, it really comes down to Pheromosa and Buzzwole. Like I love Xurkitree's design. Celesteela and Guzzlord are okay. But it really comes down to these two. I'm going with Meteor. I think it's got to be Meteor. God, but they're both great designs. They definitely deserve some sort of rep leader in this list. Normal type? I guess it kind of has to go to Hisui and Zoroark. Or Zoro. I like kind of like the Zoroark design more. I like Centiskorch. Sumi. I used Barraskewda and Arrokuda. They worked fine. But in competitive, right, post-game stuff, I had great success. I've warmed up to Dracovish. All the fossil Pokemon. I've warmed up. Originally, when I saw them, I was like, this is the worst Pokemon design ever. But no, I've warmed up to them. I like Dreadnought, but I've never actually used one. I like Applin. I do not like Appleton. I've used Appleton. I do not like it. Eldegoss needed another evolution. I think Appleton is cool. Morpeko, I'm all aboard. I like Pupper. I do not like Bolthound. Yeah, Morpeko. Again, I think the boss fight against the regional variant of Avalugg is such a cool boss fight. And I know we love Snom, but I like Ice-Q. What can I say? It's very simple, but I like it. You're cool. I will say, you are cool, Sirfetch. Phalanx. Phalanx was the Pokemon, like, going into Gen 7, I was like, whatever, it's whatever. Then I found Phalanx, and I was like, okay, that's an awesome design. Or Gen 8, I mean. And I think that was what got me to warm up to Gen 8. Overquill. Overquill is so cool. Design-wise, I love this thing. Bear Trap Stunfisk, amazing. Garbage. Garbage moveset, garbage stats, unusable. Runargus. Again, I'm trying to avoid, like, these super forms and whatnot. I guess I'm gonna go U. Corviknight's cool, but nah. This is what, Psychic? Okay, so here's my thing. I know we used this in our playthrough of Sword and Shield. I really like Katrina. Indeedee is neat. We're gonna have to go that one. I should do Indeedee, but no. Again, it goes back to Centiskorch. I think Centiskorch is really cool. I kind of don't like any of... Oh, shit. Again, design-wise, I think Dreadnought is cool. I've just never used one. But Poltegeist, shit. And I love this horse. I really do. I think that horse is awesome. We're gonna go Poltegeist. Duraldon. Probably Morpeko again. We used an Obstagoon, right, in our playthrough. I'm probably still just gonna have to go Morpeko. Out of all the Pikachu clones, I really do like Morpeko. I think that's what this all comes down to, is I really like Morpeko. Sui and Gudra is in, like, if I ever replay Legends Arceus, you're gonna be awesome to use. But because I didn't, I don't really have much high thoughts of you. Duraldon. Shit. Alchemy. I like Alchemy. I like the cake form as well. They're both cool. Favorite starter? Is it cheating to use Typhlosion again? Shit, is it cheating to just... I don't really like any of the gen... I mean, of the 6, or of the 9, I mean, my favorite is Cinderace, But I'd take Ghost-type Typhlosion over any of them any day. So I guess they win by default. Holy shit. I wish Legends Arceus was its own category. Oh, that's favorite in each list. Okay. I really do wish Legends Arceus was its own category. It's gonna have to go to Alcremie. So there are, again, too many legendaries. Just too many legendaries. I'm gonna give it to... I've said it before, I like Calyrex, and of the two forms of Calyrex, I like the Ghost Rider. I think that's a cool Pokemon. I kind of think there's only one option here. Like, yes, I like Zoroark, and right, you're cool. I've had great success with Centiskorch. Runergus I've used. Poltegeist, also great success with you. I really do like Alcremie. Alcremie is really cool. But I think it all comes down to Duraludon. Because if you don't, Mechagodzilla is one of my favorite fictional characters of all time. And guess what? Fucking Duraludon is Mechagodzilla. I know we have one in Scarlet and Violet. But no, right? If you got Tyranitar as Godzilla, you've got you as Mechagodzilla. Gen 9. Oh my god, this feels impossible already. I guess it's gotta go to Cyclizar by default. Okay, this is my hard one between these two. Because we used Armarouge, but that was because we played Scarlet. Design-wise, I like Ceruledge more, but I think we have to go Armarouge. I do like Palafin. I do. I guess. Yeah, it's gotta be you, buddy. I guess Excalibur. Again, Godzilla. It's funny, because, like, I'm not, like, a super, like, I'm not, like, a fucking, like, huge, like, I own every merchandise fan of Godzilla. But yet, I love Godzilla. Like, so strange. This thing's poison type? Huh, how interesting. It's between these two. Reverum. Clodsire? I like Flamigo. It's a Flamingo boxing glove. Again, Armarouge. I do like Lotix. I'm gonna have to go with you. Ceruledge. We use Cyclizard. I like Excalibur, but also you're very cool. So I guess you kind of get there by default. I guess it's gotta go Masquerade. I love this design so much. Fucking Tinkaton, so great. Do I like it more than Iron Valiant? I guess. Masquerade, obviously. Gimmick. Wiglet. Wiglet is dumb and stupid, and I love him. I feel kind of cheap putting these guys... Because, again, we've only had them for, what, a week now? Not even that. So I guess you go from Miraidon. So, with... I'll say, going into this generation, right, favorite Pokemon, it's really kind of hard, because we've only had these games for a few months. Yes, I've formed some attachments to, you know, the ones I used on my team. And I know I was just talking about how I love Mechagodzilla. I don't love this thing, right? I've never used this thing. Same thing with you. I've never used you before. I really like Tinkaton. I really do. I think it's got to go Armarouge. I really do think it's got to do that. So now let's just do favorite in every category. Ah, crap. Okay. Shit. I think it honestly goes to Lopunny. Again, I'm not a furry. But, shit. It's gotta go to Typhlosion. Oh, crap. I really love Wishy-Washy, man. I think it's such a cool Pokemon. I don't think it's that... It's technically, like, not that good or anything. I really like Wishy-Washy. Again, like I said, Barbaracle was one of my favorites. Empoleon's cool. You're too new. I like you, but you're too new. It's gotta go to Wishy-Washy. God, 4 starters in this section. Holy crap. Were there 1 starter in this one and 2 starters in this one? Holy crap. Go. Again, I like Rotom. It's overused. Rotom is... Oh, shit. I keep doing that. I keep hitting that button on accident. Rotom is overused. I still think Rotom is cool. Xurkitree has a great design. I used Heliolisk in my playthrough of Gen 6. Did great for me. Morpeko is my favorite Pikachu clone. I think it's Morpeko. It's really between Morpeko and Heliolisk. Because Rotom is just so overused. I've defended Vanillix to the moon and back. I used Avalugg at one point in competitive. I used Ice-Q in competitive. It's gonna go to Ninetales, I guess. This is fight... God, these are my fighting types, really? Pheromosa. I love Overquill. I think Overquill is pretty cool. I'm glad our boy Quillfish finally got an evolution. Goes to Venipede. It's between... I love... Groudon is... I love Groudon as legendary. I think Groudon is so cool. But I also do really... I've had a great time with Mudsdale. It's... Going through all of these... My favorites are the Pokemon I've used. I've used Mudsdale. I've used Steelix. I've used Dugtrio. I'm sure I've used Groudon at some point or another. I don't know. You can go check my playthrough. But... It's really between these two. I don't know. I know, like, I don't know, there was right, as a kid, you're always like, oh yeah, legendary. Legendaries are so cool. But then as an adult, you're like, legendaries? Really? Like, you kind of grow out of them. But I still really like Groudon. And would I do the Omega form or the original? I'm gonna go original form Groudon. Altaria? Shit. It's between these three, actually. Like, I like Meowstic, but I've never used it enough. I like you, but I've never used you enough. You, I always get rid of halfway through the game. But I do like Armarouge. And I like you as well. You're really cool. Like, of Gen 8, in Gen 8, you were really cool. It's gotta go God of War. I know we picked you earlier, so I'm not gonna pick you again. I like Buzzwole, but God, Shedinja. I love Shedinja's gimmick, man. It's so stupid, but I love it. And Centiskorch has a place in my heart, but I'm probably gonna have to go Shedinja. Huh. I'm gonna go Meteor. Mainly because Tyranitar's gonna be in right here. Like, I like some of these guys. This is gonna be Tyranitar. Ghost. Part of me wants to just say Bismagius. Oh, the memories of Pokemon Coliseum. Or was that a Gale of... No, it must have been Coliseum. You know what? I'm going to do this. You're going to go to Centiskorch, and you're going to go to Ghost. What did I put in flying? Ah, fuck. Fuck. Part of me just wants to say Altaria again. Because, like, I like Garchomp, I like Haxorus, I like Goodra, and I defend Kommo-o. But yeah, who are my steel types? Because, see, this goes to Geraldon. Fairy type goes to Alcremie. We'll figure you out later. I think it's... shit. Just for variety, I'm going to say Garchomp. Again, I could easily... part of me really does want to say Altaria. Favorite starter... I'm actually between these two. I love, though, how I used, right, water, fire, grass. Water, grass, fire. Water, fire, grass. That's just how I play it. And if it wasn't freaking what's-his-face here, it would be Cinderace. Because if you had asked me this just a few months ago, I would have said, or like a year, let's say 2 years ago, I would have said Brexen and Delphox, because I do like Delphox. But, shit. I guess I'm just going to be cliche and say Typhlosion. Favorite gimmick is the Gardevoir. What's a psychic? If we got Gardevoir on here twice. Should I? could. Nah, maybe I'm going to. You know what, screw it, I'm going to. Favorite legendary... Do I put Groudon out here twice? Oh, God, again, Groudon holds a special place in my heart that no other legendary can supplant. Yeah, let's do that. And my favorite Pokemon of all time. Shit. Okay. Going into this list, so now that we've gone through everything, right? Now that we've gone through this entire thing, if you had asked me before we had done this, I've never actually said my favorite Pokemon before. I want to say that right now. I've always been kind of sly about my favorite Pokemon. The only hint I have ever given is that it is not in the original 1/5, or it's not in Sword and Shield, and it's not in Scarlet and Violet. There are about 28 Pokemon that are not in Sword and Shield, and that are not in Scarlet and Violet. And right, I've always said my favorite Pokemon is amongst them. And if you had asked me before we did this, I would have said my favorite Pokemon is our boy right here. It's been my phone wallpaper ever since I found this image. I love this image so much. I would have said my favorite Pokemon was Meteor. Right? I would have said that. But now, going through and looking at this entire thing, I don't know if that's true. So how can I strike this off? So, Vileplume is striked. No, it's not going to be Vileplume. I'm going to strike Garchomp. I'm going to strike Armarouge. I'm going to strike Lopunny. I'm going to strike you. I'm going to strike you. I'm basically striking this entire row. Again, with the exception of Meteor, I think I'm striking this row. It really comes down to Tyranitar, Altaria, Zoroark, Go-Goat, Meteor. It's these few right here. It's these 7, I guess? Or I guess 6, because Garchomp I'm striking. That's what it comes down to. It's those 6 right there. So I guess that's our team. What? Oh. Tyranitar, Altaria, Zoroark, Go-Goat, and Duraldon. Yeah, I guess that's our team. But which of those 6 is my... Because, I like Pheromos, I like Mudsdale, I like Alcremie. Groudon will always have a special place in my heart. But it really... I guess, okay. From these 6, I can strike Altaria. I could strike Altaria. That's an easy strike. Or, of these 6. That, if I had to pick one, it would be that one. Next, I would strike Zoroark. Then Go-Goat. Then Duraldon. I guess it's still Meteor. I don't entirely love that. Again, I really... Again, part of my problem... That's why I kind of love this spreadsheet, is because it gives me so many options. I feel like if you were just to tell me, hey, of the 1,000 Pokemon, pick your favorite, I couldn't even come close. But narrowing it down to these 6, I'm like, yeah, I feel a lot better. Okay. Favorite regional bird. It's between these two, because I like Toucanon and I like Fletchinder. It's going to go to you. Bidoof, easy. Love Bidoof. Venipede line. Pseudo legendary goes to Tyranitar. Pikachu clone. Mimikyu, I like. I know Mimikyu didn't make it anywhere on this list. Surprisingly. What was it up against? Mimikyu was up against you. And where's Ghost type? Oh, right here. Oh, yeah, it was up against Blastocephalon. Okay. Mimikyu, I don't really count as a Pikachu clone. I'll just be honest. I really kind of think of it as its own thing. So it's got to go to Morpeko. Sylveon, easily. Fossil? Again, the Gen 8 fossils I have really warmed up on. When I originally thought them, I thought they were so dumb. I really do like them nowadays. The first stages of the Gen 1 fossils have a special place in my heart. Probably Rampardos, though. Regional form. God, there's so many. There's so many good ones as well. It really comes down to what did we pick on the list. Is it you? Is it you? I still consider you in the running, actually. I don't think this one's my favorite regional form. Just being honest. I like it, but I don't think it's my favorite regional. It probably actually comes down to you. Gigantamax. I don't love Gigantamax Pokemon. I think they're kind of stupid. I guess Centis... Alcremie. I forgot about Alcremie there for a second. Because I can't find it on here. Am I blind? Oh, there it is. I do also like Centiskorch, though. Box Legendary, Groudon. Yeah. God, I fucking hate mythical Pokemon. If you can tell, I don't think a single mythical Pokemon made it anywhere on that list. Because I hate mythical Pokemon. Darkrai. Pheromosa. Again, I really like Buzzwole. I think Buzzwole is really cool. Pheromosa. Paradox, Iron Valiant. I have no fucking idea. We literally just went through all of these types, and I legitimately couldn't. It's not... See, Fairy ends strong, but I don't think it starts strong. Dark and Ghost have cool types, but I don't love them. Something with Poison. It's definitely not Fighting. It's definitely not Ice. I guess I'm going to be safe and go Psychic. I don't know. Fairy is also a pretty good contender. Favorite Pokeball. I use the Dusk Ball a lot, but I love the Ultra Ball, or the Ultra Wormhole Recon Ball thing. Spinda. Spinda is one of my least favorite Pokemon. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I hate Spinda. Just give me a non-ugly one. I hate Spinda so much. Yeah, I hate Spinda, man. I don't know if I would say Spinda's my least favorite Pokemon. It definitely was at one point. Sure, whatever. Vivillon is the Pokeball one. And the favorite, Alcremie? I love the cake. The cake is so cool. But I'm going to go with the rainbow. Rainbow with hearts. I'd also probably go shiny, honestly. Yeah. There we go. So that's it. It only took us over an hour. But there it is. All of my favorite Pokemon. My team. And all this other random stuff. I'm glad I did this. Honestly, I've been wanting to all week. But I've been waiting for the stream to do it. I don't love everything about this, obviously. Right? There are definitely some choices I feel better about than others. And this final choice is so hard. But there's some great Pokemon out there. With over 1,000 of them, yeah. Alright, can I download this image? There we go. Alright, do I still have Splatoon running in the background? Huh, sure enough I do. Alright, let's do one final big run, and then we'll end it off. Oh. I had no idea what happened there for a second. Yeah, we'll do one final big run, and then we'll end it. So those are my favorite Pokemon. I'm so glad... I'm glad somebody created a tool. Because without that website, there's no way I could have ever picked. But yeah, it had to be Meteor. I've had that Meteor artwork. I know I retweeted it on Twitter, so you can find it there if you want to. I don't remember the artist's name, sadly, because that's like the only Pokemon artwork they've ever done. But I love it so much, that Meteor artwork. And I've been saying Meteor was my favorite Pokemon even before I saw that art. Come on, come at me. Oh, okay. Yeah, God, yeah, that... I wonder if I got any names wrong in there. That's another thing that I thought about. Is like, how can I name every Pokemon? Like, if I was just given, like, an image, could I like, match the name correctly? Because I definitely spell stuff wrong. Like, that's for sure something I would do. I love me some Pokemon, man. Again, all the problems with the new game. Even still, I love it. Now, I'm excited for that DLC. Whenever it comes, if there's a Switch Pro version, we'll be there. Yeah. So I don't have any movies to talk about this week. I didn't watch anything. I didn't do anything like that. I don't have any TV shows to talk about either. Oh my god, I can't believe I missed. Oh shit. That's not good. It's because we all kept falling in the water. Am I? How? What? That's dumb. Oh, I'm working with a squeezer. Okay. I was like, what weapon am I using? I run out of ink. I'm terrible. You know, that's one of my biggest problems in Salmon Run, is I'm just terrible with my ink consumption. Yeah, I've got no movies to talk about this week. Actually, that's technically a lie, but I don't. No. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm so out of it this week. So, what do we see in the future of the stream? Well, I'll say this. Oh, we got one of those. See, we're almost at the 20. Even though we've lost, I think we've only successfully completed 2 rounds today. We're still almost there. Yeah, small for chunks. What else are we doing in these coming... We'll be back with more Zelda. Not tomorrow. I don't think I can be back for Zelda tomorrow. I've got other things to do. But the Monday, that's the hope. We'll be back probably, you know, sadly everything's gonna be in 3-hour increments. Like, just because that's what I can work with at the moment. So that's what it kind of has to be. But we will be back. There's all sorts of new gear and everything that I now have to keep an eye out for. We got a lot of money from doing all those big runs, I'll say that. That is nice. We're gonna buy this. And yeah, you're an object shredder, piece of gear. We already got some stuff in our catalog. Wow, we already had all of those cards. Oh, look at you. Cute. There goes all the money. Oh, we got a badge? I thought we had one of those. I guess not. I love this stupid thing. That freaking... It reminds me of one of those dancing cactuses. Oh, I already have one of those. Cool. Coolio, Daddy-o. Yeah. Oh, wow, we got the gold harmony badge. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. I spent a lot of money. Marina, will you give me gear? I doubt it, but we'll see. No, I don't... I really do not understand how amiibo gear works in this game. I really should look it up. Ouroboros. It's neat. The one time we fought Ouroboros, the one time we were actually able to fight it, it was neat. It was so fucking chaotic. We were in such a small area. But it was cool. I love that the skies are pink in here as well. It's such a small detail, but I still like it. Yeah, I'm starting to work on gear again. You know, with the start of the new season. Right now, I know villain org, right, but I'm just using the crack-on roller at the moment. I got my freaking swim speed up gear. Oh yeah, there's a new jukebox. I don't even think I've touched this thing yet. A lot of stuff. Salmon Run stuff. City stuff. Other? Let me look for something. I don't know where it would be, but it's got to be in here somewheres. If anything, I would have thought it would have been in there. Whatever. Like, I can even hear it anyways. There is some really good music in this game, though. Oh, there we go. Just have to turn the volume. It's probably super loud. Super loud in my ear. That's for sure. Kraken! I do not love the Octo... Like, I'm glad the Octoling has its own form of Kraken. I definitely don't love the design of it. It's very bulbous head, but not in like a Mega Mind way. Like a MODOK from that Avengers game, the Square Enix Avengers game. Yeah, it's weird. The original Kraken still looks great, but yeah. Because I was thinking about that. That was something I have been thinking of. It's like, yeah, you know, by my own lore, all of my Splatoon characters are different. Right? In the first game, I just played some generic Inkling boy with like a pink shirt. In Splatoon 2, I played another Inkling boy with like the side-parted hair and a bowler shirt. And now here in 3, I've mostly spent my time wearing a fucking whale sweater as an Octoling. It's just kind of and I was thinking about it because they brought back the Splatoon 1 lobby. That's why I was like, what was my character in Splatoon 1 like? So I looked it up, and yeah, it was literally just a guy in like a generic pink shirt with the amiibo brand on the back of his head. With like the little amiibo S for Splatoon 1. Meanwhile, the guy from 2 had the contacts, which are back in the game now. I'm super glad the contacts are back. And now we've got these glasses. There's a whole thing. Okay, but that's where we're gonna end off tonight. I was stalling to get to 3 hours. We'll be back again. We'll be back with Zelda sometime later in the week. If Monday, hopefully. If not, definitely Friday. Friday is definitely our day for Zelda. And then, other than that, Splatoon, of course, always in chat is still a weekly show. But nothing about that has changed. And there it is. Alright. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time. Peace.